So the reason I wanted to make this video is because I feel like there's a lot of people out there, no matter what kind of field you're in, whether it be YouTube, whether it be music, media, teaching, college, anything you can kind of think of, they don't know how to take the first steps. And that's one thing with me kind of being in the industry that I'm in, is where there's a lot of people who follow me, and a lot of them have a lot of questions. And for me, because of YouTube, it's a lot of like, how do I get started? Like, what gaming equipment do I need? How do I do this? So I thought I would make a video kind of, no matter where you are in the world, I want to kind of tell you like the story of how I became kind of like self-motivated, for example, and try and like help you in a way. Because a lot of people, they always ask me like, I'm going through this, I'm going through that, and how do you do it? And how do you motivate yourself enough to do this every single day? So I thought making this video might kind of like answer a lot of that questions. It might help you in a way and kind of get to know more about what I did to kind of get to the position where I am, if that makes sense. I'm not trying to say that I'm like the biggest YouTuber in the world or something like that, but at the end of the day, you could have 1 sub or 100 million subs. But at the same time, everyone is still making videos. And no matter what size you are, you still have to be self-motivated in order to make those videos. Getting paid or not getting paid doesn't really come into it, because if you don't get paid, you do this because you love it. And if you get paid, but you don't care about anything apart from the money, you're gonna slip off the face of the earth because it's gonna come across in your videos, right? You get a certain vibe when you watch videos, right? I hope I come across as a good vibe because I love what I do. I will never stop doing what I do because I wouldn't have done this for nearly 5 years now if I didn't enjoy my job. My job is to entertain millions of people around the world. This is like, for my life, this is a godsend, and I will never not be grateful of that. But I wanted to tell you, like, it wasn't all kind of like, hey, fine and dandy, and stuff, you got millions of subs, that's cool, and blah, 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 all that stuff, right? I remember people found out in my local area when I had maybe like 1,000 subs or something like that, early 2012, I want to say. And at that point, YouTube now has gone a lot more mainstream, but back then it was still kind of like in the shadows, undercover, like, I know what it is, but I don't really know what it is. I don't really understand it. So when people found out about me, they were kind of saying like, you're making gaming videos. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? You're a giant fat nerd, blah, 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 blah. All this bullying shit, okay? But what a lot of people do, no matter what industry you're in, is when they get criticism, it gets to them. It gets in their brain and gets in all of their pores, and it scrambles them. They don't know how to control it, so they just dump it. So the best thing to do in that situation is to take that little bundle of hate, build it up into a big ball, and work your ass off to throw it back at them. Because that's what I did. A lot of people were against me with what I was doing. But now I can show them as I dropped out of college, I'm now gonna move and live in LA for a while. Like, I'm happy, you know? I'm self-sufficient. I'm able to like pay for food and things. Everyone who kind of like doubted me to begin with is kind of like, holy shit, man, like you actually did what you wanted to do. You went against the grain. You made the job of your dreams come a reality. And that's the message that I kind of want to send across to you. So again, no matter what you're doing, you know, say if you're an aspiring teacher, an aspiring garbage guy, YouTuber, musician, actor, anything in the world, right? I know you get the whole cliche quotes of like, haters gonna hate and things like that. But the one thing that cliche quote doesn't tell you is haters gonna hate. Yeah, that's fine. Literally, no matter what industry you're in, everyone is not gonna like what you do. There's always gonna be people who disagree with you because everyone is a different person. I know that sounds so bland and so like, why are you telling me this? Like, I already know that. But if you actually think about it, everyone has a different backstory. Everyone likes different things. If everyone liked the same thing, life would be boring. Life wouldn't make sense. We wouldn't have everything around us because no one would have their own thoughts. The reason we have all the different things that we have today is because everyone has their own creative mind that they put to good use. And that's why if you believe in something and you really just want to achieve it, literally, no matter what anybody else thinks, you may as well go for it. You just need to do it. You know what I mean? I know you got Shia LaBeouf like, just do it! But the thing about it is, he speaks a lot of sense. If you take the meme away from it, he actually does speak a lot of sense. Again, the whole quote of don't let your dreams be dreams, because if you think about it, if you don't actually go for what you want to do, then it is just going to be a dream. You're going to be sitting there when you're 30, 40, 50, 60, like, oh, I wish I was like a football player or something like that, but I didn't have the balls. I didn't want to. I didn't want to go the extra mile because I was too tired, or I wanted to sleep more and things like that. And that's not how the real world works. You have to make sacrifices. You have to go against people. You have to realize that people who don't take risks is gonna be, they're gonna end up in an office job, they're gonna end up with a mundane life. It's like, if you don't want that, you need to step outside the linear path. If you've seen my GTA videos, right? Me and my friends, what we would do is, instead of going along the linear mission by mission by mission, or race by race by race, we would think of different things outside the wider game to do. Like Tank Rodeo is the perfect example. If you don't know what Tank Rodeo is, it's basically one person gets into a tank, that tank goes flying around, and you have to try and get on top of the tank before like the barrel smashes you out of the way. It was a lot of fun. But if we were doing this linear game, like mission by mission by mission, we wouldn't have even figured out that. We wouldn't have tried that. And you need to take that representation into your life. And last year, I spent a lot of the year over in LA, and the one thing that I figured out there is that there is so much opportunity out there just waiting for people to grab at. But the problem is, a lot of people don't want to go against the grain to do that. They're like, I want to be an actor, but I don't want to have to go to acting lessons, and I don't want to have to do that, and I don't do this. At the end of the day, right, regardless of what anybody else thinks, if you take people's opinion of you, kind of set it aside for a bit, life becomes a lot more clear. And with that, your brain will go nuts with opportunity. Like, holy shit, I can do everything. You need to put yourself in a spot that will make you happy. For example, I did this for years without getting paid, okay? I did it because I loved it. If you don't do what you love, life becomes pointless. I think a great quote that was actually in, if you've listened to Logic's new album, I've told you about like Logic's new album a lot of times, but in his final song, The Incredible True Story, like the actual title track, they have like this monologue of this guy who's basically talking about like, if you don't enjoy what you're doing, you're just gonna go ahead and live the same life. And the lyric is, right?
You'll be doing things you don't like doing in order to go on living, that is to go on doing things you don't like doing.
Right? Think about it. How stupid is that? You're gonna be sitting in a job that you don't enjoy just to pay bills. That's literally gonna continue you to pay your bills, to keep on living, to go back to your office job, to continue to hate yourself. One thing I would do is really go and listen to the end of that song, because it's honestly mind-blowing. A lot of these things that you hear, they're like motivational speeches and like lyrics from a song, and Shia LaBeouf, for example, you kind of think that, oh, this is so stupid, it's so meaningless. But if you actually take the meme side out of it, and you take like the cheesiness out of it, and you apply that to your own life, life just opens up like a nutshell. So regardless of how much you're getting paid doing it, right? If you want to become an artist, there is literally nothing stopping you from becoming an artist apart from the thoughts in your brain of, oh, what if this, and oh, what if that, and what if this person doesn't like it, and what if I blah, 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 blah. It's the what ifs will drive you insane. People always ask me like, oh, why did you go on these road trips and things like that? It's because I'm willing to kind of step out of my comfort zone to try and bring you guys the best content and enjoy myself. I know this may sound really embarrassing, but one thing I used to do as a kid is, because I was brought up in like Dubai, Singapore, Thailand, places like that, that's why my accent doesn't make sense, because I went to international schools out there. Anyway, completely different story. Because I was able to go to all these places when I was growing up, one thing I used to do is I used to have this series in my head. This is even before YouTube, before any vloggy thing was like a thing. I used to have this series in my head when I was 6, 7 years old called Mini Adventures. And what I would do is when I'm on a roller coaster or parasailing or swimming or snorkeling or anything like that, I used to like commentate in my head what would happen. And I realize that it sounds really stupid. It's like, wow, Minnie, you're so sad. But I'm telling you, because this is the things I used to do. When you're a kid, you do a lot of weird things like that. It wasn't like an imaginary friend. It was more like an imaginary audience, which is kind of funny because what I'm doing now is literally that. It's funny how life works like that. So with that, I kind of had a thought one day, like, you know what? What if I brought that little child, the mini side of me, and brought it into the real world? And I was like, I would love to go on a road trip. I want to see these new places. And when I got my car, I was like, you know what? I want to drive down into like the Republic of Ireland, like the country of Ireland, and go and visit my friends and whatnot. And I did that purely based because I wanted to. A lot of people would say that, oh, but there's restrictions and you need to go do this and that responsibility and blah, 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 blah. But at the same time, you can do all that. That's fine. You can live your boring, mundane life. For me, I wanted to bring fire and color into my life. And that's why I did it. And that's why I feel like a lot of the things that I'm talking about, I want to try and get it into your head that I know a lot of people out there, and maybe even you included, if you managed to make it this far in the video, you're probably thinking to yourself, well, how does that apply to me? Like, how can I take something away from this video? It's the fact of the matter is, there may be things like maybe you're getting bullied in middle school or something like that, or maybe you're struggling how to do something, or you're kind of lost for example. You're lost in the sense that you don't really know what to do with yourself. One thing I want you to do is I want you to kind of think to yourself, right? And think basically like, hey, what do I want to do in my life? How do I make myself happy? Okay, screw what everybody else thinks, okay? What makes you happy? Say, for example, charity workers. If helping other people makes you happy, then go that route. If, say, you want to become a musician, then nothing is stopping you to go ahead and, like, pick up, like, look, I'll beat in live. I do it. It's a hobby of mine. I make music in my spare time. Will I release songs someday? Who knows? But at the same time, if you like making music, go ahead and make music. It'll be the people who pick up your garbage outside your mansion. Do you see what I mean there? All the celebrities you see in the world wouldn't be where they are today if they didn't go against the grain. If you want to work in an office job, if working in an office job makes you happy, then do it. Because what you choose to do is what you're gonna be stuck with for the rest of your life. So there's no point in you being in a shitty ass job and hating yourself. Do what you love. That's what I'm doing. That's why, like, I wanted to make this video to show you, like, hey, I'm living the dream. Like, this is what I wanted to do literally from when I was 6 or 7 years old when I was commentating to myself. This is what I'm doing to put food on my table. And this is why I want to try and bring that same joy that I experienced into your life, because it's a lot easier. Trust me. If you don't care about anything apart from work, family, or friends, if you don't give a shit about anybody else, life becomes a lot easier. That's one thing that I've kind of put into my life, for example. Back when I started and back when everyone was like, oh my god, Manny, like, how did you become in the position that you were? Like, I can't believe you actually went ahead and did something that I was mocking you for like 4 years ago. My life is a complete anomaly, so take nothing away from my life. But one thing I do want you to take away from my life is how I've worked my ass off and taken sacrifices to do what I want to do. I'm only 21. I just turned 21. If you didn't know that, then shit. And all my friends right now are in college or university. They're all slaving themselves out to try and make something of themselves. Whilst me, I went to university for 2 weeks. If you're new to my channel, then you might not know all these stories I'm telling you. If you've been around for a while, then you know a lot of these stories, because I enjoy talking about it, because I enjoy being able to help people. It's all well and good you guys watching my videos, but at the same time, like, I want you guys to be happy as well. As much as I love entertaining you, I also want you to be able to take stuff away from my videos and incorporate it into your own life. And with that, I just want you to be happy. Be happy with who you are. Because you don't realize how valuable life is, and you don't realize how much potential and opportunity is out there until you just open your eyes. That's all I want you to take away from this, is I just want you to open your eyes and realize that once you get rid of all the clouds and the bullshit and the negativity and the what ifs from your brain, you can literally do anything. I know that's cliche, but again, if you take the cheesy side out of it, you realize that it makes a hell of a lot of sense. I didn't write down anything. I didn't think about like what I was going to say in this. Everything that I've told you in this video so far, it means something to me. Like, this is what I love doing, and I want to be able to help you. So when I did this, I didn't write down like I want to do this topic and this topic and this topic. I pretty much said like, hey, once I get the ball rolling, I will know exactly what I want to say and what needs to be said. So if you have any questions at all, I'll try and go through the comments of this video and try and answer you guys as many questions as possible, because like I said before, like I want to be there for you guys as well as you being there for me. As much as I seriously cannot thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting me and liking my videos and continuing to come back and watching my videos and sharing my videos and whatnot, you've done a lot for me. Now I want to do something for you. But thank you all for watching. I know this is probably a longer video than I expected it to be, but and I may have rambled a little bit, and I apologize. This video means a lot to me. I've been holding this video off for weeks because I wanted to make sure that I nailed it for you. And I want to be able to make sure that this is the right time to do things. So I know a lot of people are coming up to exams and whatnot. I know people are trying to think about what they want to do at the university and things like that. No matter what time of the year it is as well, everyone's gonna have their problems. So I was like, okay, I want to do this video right now. This is the time to do this video. So thank you all for watching. If you are new and you managed to watch the whole way through this video, please subscribe today if you want. I'll try and do these a lot more often. We're just talking to you guys and just hanging out and just chilling, you know? Like, I want you guys to see me as a friend rather than like this, oh, YouTuber guy, you know? I'm your friend more than anything else. I want to be there for you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like. And as always, lads, like, subscribe, all that stuff. I'll talk to you lads in the next one.